Good morning. Hope you guys are having a great day. Happy Friday to all of you. And I want to be able to show you guys how to use a product that we launched in end of November, which is the foil transfer gel. So there's a couple people that were having issues. I want to be able to cover those technically so that you'll be able to see. I'm going to be working on top of an enhancement. So the cool thing is you could work it on top of enhancement, you could work it on top of a gel. I want to be able to cover the fine points of the application as well as basically how to seal it so that you have less problems with it shipping. So let's get right into this. And so the nail that we had built out yesterday, it all depends on what you want to be able to do. But like this, this was the enhancement that I had made yesterday. So once we actually have a nail built out, if you were going to be doing something on the surface of this nail, I want to be able to make something clear, right? Depending on, excuse me, the foil that you're going to be working on. So what I typically like to do, especially if I'm working with foil and I want full coverage, I want to be able to establish a really good background. So it doesn't matter whether I'm working with this or these colors or some of the transparent colors. You have to remember that a lot of the stuff that we work with, if you establish a really nice foundation layer, then it's going to come off a lot easier. But let me go ahead and show you some of the tips and tricks to application. So once this is filed and finished, what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to use some foil transfer. So here, like if I wanted to kind of create like, and again, it's full coverage is one thing, but I like to be random with designs. So if, for example, if I wanted to create just an edge, I need to make sure that I'm using enough product here. So I need to, like, again, I need to kind of paint in the area that I'm really going to be focusing on, okay? Now here's the thing, once I actually have that set, I want to show you something. So let's go ahead and set this, boom. I want to go ahead and do a minute. So that took about 5 seconds. So when my timer gets down close to about, I'd say about 15 seconds, 20, it's about 40 to 45 seconds. And it has to be timed right. It can't be earlier, it can't be later. What ends up happening if you go too early, then it doesn't pull off. If you go too late, it doesn't pull off. You have a window, right? So you can see, you know, again, 29, 28, 27, right? Okay, I'm getting close. Now here's the thing. When I apply this, I want to put pressure on one side first. Start working it down towards the front and then towards the side. I am not going from the middle, I'm not going from the middle and going out. I start from the side, I continue to work all the way through, and then as you can see, boom. That is exactly where I applied it. So, you know, for a lot of you guys right now that are struggling with any type of application, you have to remember that it's all timing, okay? So when you apply, you can't apply 5 fingers at a time. You have to do 1 finger, and then you have to count like 40 to 45 seconds before you start pressing. And then when you start pressing, you cannot press from the middle and go out to the sides. Start from one side and work towards the other, okay? That's what we want to be able to do. The longer nails, obviously you're gonna need a little bit more product, but look, in this situation here, that's kind of cool because I've wrapped the tip. You can continue to decorate this with anything, but you can see that I've got really, really great coverage all the way through. If you don't like it, then what I can do is I can take a little bit of acetone, right? A little bit of acetone, and I could just wipe it off, okay? That's what we want to be able to do. That's how I'm going to clean the surface. Now, if I was going for full coverage, okay, this is the thing. We have to be smart, because depending on what you're going to be working with, it could affect the surface. So I'm going to establish a background first. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take Protein Bond, and I'm going to apply a nice even coat from cuticle to free edge. Why am I doing this? Because I'm going to put color down first. Color down first. I have Overdrive, right? This is Mission Control gel paint. So I'm going to use a really small amount on the end of my brush, and what I'm going to do, just need a little bit more, I'm just going to get this onto the surface, and then I'm just going to start working a really nice background. Well, Greg, why are you working with Mission Control? Because it's tack-free, right? Go Time as well as tack-free. If you were working with Manicure, then what you would have to do is you would have to cure it, and then you would have to wipe the surface layer off, which is absolutely okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to paint on a really nice, I'm going to force it into the nail, try to create a really nice background on the surface of the nail. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in, I'm just going to set this inside the light. Okay, so again, you know, if I choose any one of these colors, let me show you. So like if I was going to go with this foil that has gold in the back, then I would use a soft white to a white background. Since I'm going to be using black, black, and then a lot of like the gold foils as well. What's going to happen is when you establish a background and you put the foil base coat on the surface, if there is a piece that doesn't pull, you're not going to see it because you have a background that has been established. A lot of the work that I do when I'm using foils, I'm not using them for full coverage. I'm using them to actually enhance edges. I'm using them to enhance the design depending where I want to be able to put it. Okay, so it's all about creating the right background. Okay, check this out. So now what we have, it's long enough, right? And you can see that I have a really nice, let me go ahead and get in tight so you guys can actually see. But this is tack free. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the foil transfer base. I'm going to apply a nice even coat over the whole entire surface. Okay, now again, we have to count. Okay, boom, I set my timer. As you can see, when this gets down to about 20 seconds, then I am ready to rock and roll. So, you know, let's go ahead and choose something that we can pull. I like this right here because it has all that gold inside. Even with color, because we have the other foils as well, and it doesn't matter what foil you work with. Oh no. What we want to be able to do is we want to make sure that we're working with something that's going to pull off really, really easy. So we have two styles. There's a lot. Like you can see, like let me just go ahead. Like one roll is obscene. Like it's an obscene amount that you can work with. Okay, 15 seconds. Here we go. Hopefully I didn't wait too long, which I doubt I did, but you can see when I start to work down towards the side and then I start to push it all the way to the edge, what I want to be able to do is I want to make sure that I'm constantly working it, right? So I'm working it down towards the edge, making sure that I have everything, and then boom, look. So you can see that I'm actually able to pull off everything. And because I had it on a black background, I'm actually able to get a really tight pull. you can see on the surface, maybe there's a couple of crinkly edges, but you won't see that. Now, when we seal the surface, what I want to be able to do is I'm going to need 2 coats. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll come in and then I will layer in a coat of top coat, not just like around the top, but what I want to be able to do is I want to kind of come in from the sides as well. We've done a lot of testing and we find that 2 coats is really going to enhance that. You can see how awesome that looks when you do the foil over the surface. Let's go inside, okay, and go ahead and cure this. Boom. So, again, for those of you guys that were having issues, I think it's really a matter of, like, first of all, not plying enough. Second, maybe doing all 5 fingers, then coming back, you're like, bro, why isn't it sticking? It's because it's dry. You have a 40-second to 45-second window, and then when you work it, you have to go from one side to the other. Do not start in the middle and then try to go out to the sides. One side to the other. And then once it peels away, you saw how much time I pressed it really, really hard and forced it to the edges. I like to establish background, so it's going to make it a lot easier for you. If you guys want full coverage, you have to make sure that you're going to, again, establish a background. It's going to be way better. It's going to be way easier. Plus the gel is going to bond to the surface of the enhancement really, really well. What I've done with this is I've sandwiched in between 2 layers of gel, which is really, really awesome. You're going to notice that even with what I have here, I still, and that's tack free, but what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to come in and we're going to do 1 more coat. That's what I want. I want 2 coats. Boom. And that's going to seal it and make it super sick and super tight. And as you can see, right, the nail and what it is, I mean, like, if you're going to be doing any type of designs on top, dude, like, you can establish a really killer background by doing that. 2 coats. 2 coats will seal it in. 2 coats will make it tight. 2 coats will make it basically absolutely perfect, right? So that you don't have issues with chipping and problems at all, right? So, like, look, take the technique, apply it to the nails that you do. Give me some feedback. Let me know how you guys do. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Again, hit me up if you guys have any questions. Thanks. Really appreciate you guys. Love you much. Have a safe weekend. I'll see you on Monday. Peace.